that big raccoon? And why is he in such a big hurry?
That's Omer. On his way to the 1988 Odyssey of the Mind World Finals at the University of Maryland at College Park. Odyssey of the Mind is an organization for all kids with the spirit, dedication, and creativity to do their best. The OM organization sponsors problem-solving competitions that involve over 250,000 kids every year. After competing in local, regional, and state competitions, the winners get to go to the World Finals. In past years, the World Finals have been held in Arizona, Michigan, and New Jersey. It really gives us kids a chance to travel, to see a new part of the country, and meet new and interesting people. This year it all happened during the first week in June at the University of Maryland at College Park. Over 10,000 people were there to cheer on the 602 championship teams from 46 states, Canada, Mexico, and the newest OM team from China. It was really quite an experience just to walk around the World Finals. The people you met and the friends you made were really amazing. Like this fellow here, the newest OM member, our very own lovable raccoon, Omer. Even Dr. Sam Miklas felt the excitement. His work began over 9 years ago when he first thought of Odyssey of the Mind. Since then, OM has grown into a worldwide organization whose sole purpose is to help us kids learn by challenging our minds with interesting and creative problems. Dr. Miklas says it best.
We hope that through these problems that will help to motivate learning in the regular classroom. In a sense, we would want to make learning fun. Some problems are technical, some are artistic, some are classical, some are performance. There's a variety that would appeal to a wide range of kids.
The whole week got off to a grand opening on Thursday morning as everyone gathered for the opening ceremonies. The teams, parents, coaches, and friends filled Cole Fieldhouse with cheers and excitement as they waited for the World Finals to begin. The ceremony started with Dr. Sam Miklas doing what he does best, getting everyone excited and ready for the competition.
This is a proclamation making June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Odyssey of the Mind Days. And whereas Odyssey of the Mind places emphasis on teaching our young people to think while effectively using their creative imagination, featuring students competing from kindergarten through high school, and whereas Maryland is pleased to join with the OM Association, corporate sponsor IBM, and the many proud coaches, teachers, parents, and friends in welcoming these outstanding youngsters to our state.
Then it was time for everyone to show their support with their traditional OM pledge.
Would you stand, please, and repeat after me? Let me be a seeker of knowledge. Let me travel uncharted paths. And let me use my creativity to make the world a better place in which to live.
When the opening ceremonies were over, the teams headed out to make their final preparations for the competitions. Across the campus, in the Stamp Union, one of the more unique problems, Atlantis, was taking place. A combination of showmanship and technical skills, Atlantis left team members with some pretty tough surf between themselves and their problem solution. The problem involved designing and operating a submersible vessel. Well, not one that really goes under the water, but instead rides on an imaginary seafloor. The submersible vessel had to hold 1 or 2 team members as they left a sea base and headed out to the imaginary sea to collect sea samples and artifacts. The samples and artifacts had to be collected by the use of 2 remote arms operated from inside the vehicle. As if that wasn't difficult enough, during the voyage, the vehicle also had to encounter a sea monster and experience a crisis. It was amazing to see the solutions these kids came up with during their 10-minute presentation. The total cost limit was $75.
We knew we wanted to have it look like a lobster. So we built the frame, and we originally had a different base underneath it, and after the States we said, we're not doing this because it didn't work, so we changed it to a wheelchair.
We adapted it.
Yeah, because we welded our whole first frame, so now we all know how to weld.
It's like something we never thought we'd be doing.
These kids worked probably harder than any group of students that I've been involved with in my career. They came in first thing in the beginning of the school year and told me what they wanted to do, told me what they had to do, and they went ahead and did it. They worked nights, they worked weekends at home, they worked during the school vacations at home, and we spent many long days right there in the school.
Treasure here, treasure there, treasures everywhere.
Beginning, we had to start researching on the lost continent of Atlantis, and we had to. The beginning was probably the hardest because we didn't really know what we were doing.
Direct from our live concert in Pomona, California, the Atlantis Raisins.
The original idea came when we were sitting in the backseat of a car one day on the right way home from last year's OM, and somebody noticed their hair and said it looked like a Brillo pad. And we decided we wanted to do something that had to do with Brillo pads, and we came up with the drain.
Yeah, we were originally going to have it in a dishwasher, but that was just
The car was originally going to be a Brillo pad, and then we just turned it into a bubble.
We thought, well, the problem says to create a watertight vehicle. Well, everybody else is creating a vehicle that keeps water out and air in. Well, we're creating a vehicle that keeps air out and water in because we breathe water. Now this is the steering system. We got this off of an old tricycle. We took it apart, sawed some parts off of it, and screwed it onto here. And we put some new wheels on it, and it just steers the vehicle. It works really nicely. We've got caster wheels under it so that it can pivot.
That's our third hydraulic arm and second mechanical. And this is actually our second vehicle, too. It's like just trial and error. You do it over and over again.
The base stayed the same through the whole thing. We had a cardboard vehicle, and it looked kind of lumpy and everything.
It was a lot of trying to work as a team and getting together and having conflicts, but working them out so that everybody could do it. But it was a lot of fun, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
But they're learning a lot of common sense and how to respond to problems and figure them out. Like, for instance, Atlantis had their ship blow up the night before our state competition. And they were all about to cry, and I said, hey kids, you can't give up now. We've come too far to let this go. I said, let's get in there and see what we need to do. We worked till 2 o'clock that night, but our ship rolled. We were ready.
On the trip up here, it was jiggled a lot, and it got out of alignment. And one of our sprockets came loose with a chain. And we knew if it happened, we wouldn't be able to get it to work right after it happened. I don't know. It had worked before. We never could figure out what was wrong. We did everything we could. We just wanted to do as creative as possible. Sometimes you have to sacrifice a little practicality. Okay, yeah. We came to do our best. We didn't really come to win. I mean, obviously, yeah, we're not going to win now. That's obvious, 40 points, but we did our best. I think we have a very creative thing, and I don't mind that we had to lose that for that. I think that's what it's all about anyway. The creativity. It's more important than winning, put it that way.
30 centuries ago, Atlantis and her inhabitants, the bulls, were swept away.
Our coach is an English teacher, and she has her students study the myths of the gods and goddesses. We sat around in her room one day when we first got the team, and we all figured out what we wanted to do with it. And from there, we went on.
Well, we looked at a lot of pictures of animals and sea creatures and things, and we just went from there.
After a difficult day at sea, it was nice to relax around the beautiful University of Maryland campus, or have a photo session with your favorite raccoon, or get involved in one of the most popular OM activities, button and pin trading. One of the special things about OM is a chance to meet people and take home a souvenir as a reminder of all the friends you've met from all over the world. Even some of the older kids got in on the action. After dinner, we returned to the Cole Fieldhouse for the flag-making contest. Kids from all over put their best flag forward in a colorful display of OM patriotism. For a special treat, the United States Army Band entertained, and you know who had to get in on the act. morning, everybody was up early and ready for another day of competition. It's great how teams stick together at the World Finals. Getting ready to compete and helping your friends are a big part of an OM team. The ham, or raccoon in all of us, got a chance to strut its stuff in Showtime, an artistic problem. Showtime required a team to rework a well-known fairy tale or story, while also including an original musical scene. Along the way, the team had to give a spoken summary of the entire work. I think even Shakespeare and Mother Goose would have approved of the creative solutions and entertaining performances. Each team had 8 minutes to perform, and the total cost limit was $75.
Hey, you! Yeah, you over there!
We really went through everything. I mean, there was not a moment where nothing happened. Just we went through the crying and having lots of fun.
It was a real trying experience for all of us because we had never really worked together as a whole team, and this is the first time. So we had a lot of problems with friendships, and we worked them out though because we knew that we needed to.
We never really got to know each other a lot until this. We were all friends. We all hung around each other at school and everything, but this is when we really got to know each other, to really learn about how we really were, and we helped each other through a lot of troubling times.
Oh hero, I said that I love you, and I love you too.
We were looking through the plays, like deciding what one we would do, and we thought that no one else would do Shakespeare.
We all tried to pitch in and find ideas for makeup, and so her father had some stuff, and we asked if we could have a blend of it. And so she created ideas from all the stuff that she had and brought us through the makeup. And we took all the clothes, and we combined it all and then chopped it up and combined it together and see which if it was funny or not. And if it was funny, we kept it.
I remember on many occasions when we first started the program that the kids would come to me and say, "Sir, what do we do with this? What do we do with that?" And I saw the typical classroom type of questions. With this program itself, we try to get the kids to do 90% of the work, whereas in a regular classroom, it's usually the teacher who does 90% of the work. So we more or less reverse it, where my job is more or less as a coach to guide them through the program itself, to provide them with the basic background information that is needed.
In this play by Oscar Wilde, going to see all these people and the same thing in mind is to win and to have fun doing it. It's not really dog eat dog. I mean, I'm sure some people are, but many of the people that we've met, I mean, it's just so much fun. It's unbelievable how much you can do within a certain time period, and it's just weird knowing what you can think about. It's fun because everybody here is like a great big OM family.
We did
our best. We did our best. And that's what OM's all about, is doing your best.
In the beginning, we really weren't we weren't as together as we are now, and we had a lot of problems. It would seem like we were always fussing, but after a while we learned that in order to get where we are now, you had to do a lot of work and concentrate on what you're doing so you could understand what's going on around you and what you have to do.
Willie Woodruff, you're number 3. I think it's really good because I've tried for 3 years, and the last 2 years I haven't gotten anything, and this year it just seems like I'm on top, and it feels really good. I feel quite good about it because I think we did a good job, and as Fanny says, it doesn't matter if we come in first or last.
Life is a bowl of jelly beans.
Now that's entertainment. And as anyone who has ever been involved with OM will tell you, there is nothing more an OM team member loves to do than create something or entertain someone. Original designs are a real source of pleasure and pride for OM teams, especially t-shirts. You can usually tell where an OM team is from by the t-shirt that they wear, and some of the designs are simply outrageous. Making the World Finals was a great accomplishment for an OM team. It was also a lot of hard work, but believe me, it was worth it.
Montana loves OM!
Yeah! Baltimore Massachusetts loves OM. Cleveland, Mississippi loves OM. Yeah! Wisconsin loves OM. Yeah!
Why? OM!
Every year, there are problems that don't require speaking in their solutions. These are called non-linguistic problems. Having problems like these allows non-English speaking countries to participate in the OM experience. The straddle structure problem was a non-linguistic problem that tested a team's ability to design and construct a weight-bearing wooden structure to exact specifications. It's hard to believe that a 15-gram structure built entirely out of 1/8 of an inch by 1/8 of an inch balsa wood strips and glue can hold up to a 1/4 ton of weight. During the 8-minute time limit, team members stacked weights onto the balsa structure, while other team members fulfilled their style presentation. The cost limit was $25.
In state, we were scared of all the competition because we heard it was going to be tough, and we just did as good as we could and put on the weights like we had practiced. Well, at regionals, I didn't think we were going to make it to state because the structure accidentally broke, but then we came in third and we got to state. And then I was really hoping to go to the world. And finally we got here and we were real proud of ourselves.
The experience to these kids is the competition that they can have with each other and with groups from other towns. They learn by developing their mind instead of their muscles.
It's amazing what they come up with in the classroom and how they learn from each other, and the generating of ideas prompts more ideas, and it's a fantastic experience to be in the classroom with them and to be a part of that. It's just exciting, and I don't think I'd trade it for anything in the world.
Mrs. Miller will practice with us a lot, and Mrs. Little, our co-coach, she's here also. They'll help us whenever we're having trouble. They'll get our brains going so we can start thinking.
She believes in us, and she believes that we can be world champions.
I get the feeling that I'm helping the youth of America have something to do that is useful, and giving them an opportunity to develop the skills that would be necessary to solve problems in the future. We develop just the creative thinking, knowing that there's not just one answer, not using just tunnel vision, that there's many answers to many problems, that there's not just one solution.
I learned that if you work hard enough for what you want, that you can accomplish it. Because we worked so hard to get to the World Finals and we made it. And so we work hard now, so we might just have a chance.
The teamwork it's hard to find. We've been together for 3 years, and I think we got teamwork down.
Our main purpose in doing the skit is to tie our skit in with the actual crushing of the structure, because a lot of people don't, and we like the audience to visualize that we're actually crushing something. We're not just doing that on the side. This is our 4th year of winning the states. It's our 4th year qualifying here, and we'd never seen anything like it. So we thought it was going to be new and hopefully creative.
And also a big factor is that, well, I know Mitch and myself, Bob, are all interested in Japanese art and Japanese martial arts.
And it had to be something that's nonverbal, because that's the whole structure. Skit can't have any spoken words in it, and kabuki is nonverbal to begin with, so I thought it would be a good idea.
With so much going on during the competitions, it was very important that no part of any presentation or solution be missed. These jobs were handled by over 200 judges and officials who volunteered their time to run the competition. Each judge had a specific responsibility during the competitions, but no matter what the job, the judges played a crucial role. After each competition, the judges' scorecards were taken to the scoring room. Thanks to IBM computers, a dedicated group of OM volunteers, and good old-fashioned hard work, thousands of scores were quickly tabulated, recorded, and ready for the final award ceremony. On Friday night, our coaches thought they would show us kids how they solve problems by dressing up crazier than we do and trying to launch a tennis ball into a moving can. clever by giving the launches a brief description.
Lovely.
Shooter.
Pitiful.
In one word.
It's crazy.
Optimistic.
An arm breaker.
Catchable. Say again.
Simple.
Deadly. Most unusual. In one word. Obviously non-lethal.
It's a winner.
Sometimes you have to wonder what goes on in a coach's mind. Saturday morning came early for Omer and the rest of us as we geared up for the final day of competition. In Cole Fieldhouse there was a problem that was rooted in the air, not in the sea. Another non-linguistic problem, gift of flight would have tested the creativity of Orville and Wilbur Wright. To start with, each team had to make 6 different types of aircraft and launch them in a variety of ways. Some aircraft had to fly in certain flight patterns, like through goalposts. Others had to break balloons. And a balloon or kite aircraft had to pick up balls and transfer them to a container. Cost limit was $40. The 9-minute solutions took on an international flair as the Mexican and Chinese teams flew their answers by the crowd.
Okay, that's up to you.
We can compete with other teams, and I like that. We can enjoy it without getting mad, and we learn to get better and better every day.
Lo lleva hacia la ejecución de los problemas. La experiencia es muy buena y yo se la recomiendo a todos.
She said that it is a really good, it's a great experience.
She really encourages us to do our best, and she doesn't, if we don't do our best on something, she just asks us to do a little better, and we try harder, and then she rewards us if we do really nicely. She doesn't ask too much from us, just our time. If it wasn't for our coach, the group wouldn't be here. Yeah, she's a really great coach.
OM is just a fledgling. I think that it's going to grow and change. And that I think that the kids with this experience are going to be more successful in terms of their careers because they have these spontaneous opportunities to think and where they know that it's important, just like in your career.
When we were on the plane, we felt we are welcomed everywhere in America, and the people around were friendly to us. So we like the life here. We were trying to solve the problems. We learned to cooperate with each other, and we got the help from the coach, and we also learned how to do something which we have never experienced before.
And who can ever forget their airplane that seemed to fly forever? It's always nice to send a postcard or a short letter home to let everyone know how things are going. This year, the U.S. Post Office got into the act with the official Omer stamp. It seems like our new friend Omer has some connections at the top. He certainly knows how to get his picture around.
The team here from Troy, Michigan, come right in. We're ready for you. You can just sit in the ring of chairs over there. Number 1 seat is the first one.
Perhaps the scariest thing every team had to do was face the great unknown when it was required to solve a spontaneous problem.
This is your problem. We have an unusual object for you to look at today.
We want you to say something about this object or pretend that the object represents something. Ready to begin your thinking time? Please listen to the timer.
The verbal spontaneous problem required quick thinking and quick responses. Many times the most creative answers surprised everybody. This Michigan team really had its act together.
Please begin.
Photographer's phone. A finger pointing towards something. Michigan's number one. Ink on the pen. Thumbs up for Michigan. Uncle Sam's finger. A gun. Back scratcher. Mask. Desktop. Like my new comb. An eye. Backstabber. What has Willie's glasses? Fork. Knife. Shoelace. Better pee. Bat.
Time's up.
South Chipman School from Harrington, Delaware.
The nonverbal problem featured teamwork and solving a hands-on problem. Here, the team from Delaware had to protect a light bulb so they could throw it, break a balloon, and survive a drop onto concrete.
All right.
Who thinks these crazy problems up anyway? By Saturday, the competitions were finished. It was time to enjoy yourself and appreciate the fun you'd had during the World Finals. Fieldhouse started to fill early Saturday night as over 10,000 members of the OM family gathered to celebrate the three-day event.
These are the kind of kids who are real winners. They've demonstrated a spirit of exploration and achievement that will be a real advantage to them as they finish school and embark on their chosen careers.
Now I have the pleasure to introduce Omer's best friend. It is his curiosity, inventiveness, and enthusiasm which has made the Odyssey of the Mind program the energetic and creative event that it is. Here is the very first Omer, Dr. Sam Miklas.
It's been a great competition. I hope that you've really had a good time. I would like to ask the team from Mexico to come forward, the team from China to come forward, the team from British Columbia that we spoke to come forward, and the team from Virginia to come forward. We would like to show the world mutual respect, mutual peace, and mutual love. Let's give these kids a round of applause because we're applauding all kids of the world. Now let's give out the awards.
To be honest, though, in true OM style, we would have needed 10,000 awards. You see, in OM, everyone is a winner.